now we're live. And just like that, we are now on the internet for everyone to see. Everybody's here. My hair is a friggin' mess that everybody gets to see. I should just do this. What do you think? Hold on, let me. This way. That's crazy. I have so much hair. I need to get a haircut. It's just crazy. Should not be this much. Should not have this much hair. No one person should have this much hair. It's great. But it does kind of work right. So we'll see when it eventually fails itself and lets me down. But that's what it is. Anywho, hi, everybody. So, something I want to do today. First is I should probably let folks know I'm live, if they don't already. I guess people in my Discord would know. People in my Discord would know. I don't know. I think folks will see it, hopefully. Hopefully we'll see it pop up, my thing. Anywho, we are going to be going over my collection as a whole. And I want to determine today what classes I want to play in full for the foreseeable future of Flesh and Blood. Notably, I would like to get most of the Draconic cards because I like that talent and that whole style. But also notably, I would like to... The issue with this, at least from what my standpoint is I want to figure out two classes that I like to play. And currently I'm pretty set on what I want those two classes to be. Runeblade and Assassin. Those two classes I enjoy a lot. And I think that those two classes are going to be very fun moving forward. Obviously, I enjoy playing Vincent. I think if I had the Earth cards, I'd probably be playing Florian a whole lot. And frankly, I think that Aurora obviously had a great place in the meta. Viserai did really well after Rosetta. And there are probably plenty of more Runeblades to come. Obviously, you know, we're going to be back in the realm of War of the Monarch soon, so I'm not sure what that's going to entail. But I did want to at least determine if I am going to be playing a class, what class am I going to be? What classes am I going to be playing, right? I'd like to theoretically choose 3 classes to play. And have those 3 classes, obviously, they're able to be played in multiple different ways, right? We know that Guardian tends to be pretty defensive in its nature, but it can also be offensive, right? Still the capability of being an offensive hero. And notably, that is really good. But let me see. Pull this up here real quick. Uh-oh. Freaking out? Okay, there we go. Sweet. Now we're in a good spot. So, I want to determine today what classes I want to continue playing. And really put my focus in Classic Constructed. Because honestly, I don't care enough about Blitz for me to want to do that. I'd much rather my young hero formats be budget. And then I would like to also see about Classic Constructed and have certain decks to kind of switch things up over time. Right now, I have 3 decks that I've made, roughly, in a sense. I have 3 decks that I've made. I have Slippy, I have Syndra, and I have Vincent. Those 3 heroes I have done and complete. Something I want to do is I want to make sure that we get to kind of figure out whether or not I think Ninja is my really like one big like, do I really want to keep playing this hero? But I think I like playing that Ninja mainly because it's Draconic and not so much because it's a Ninja. Obviously, I think if there was a third hero that I wanted to play, or third class, it would only be the mix of Draconic and Illusionist. Which is very specific because it means I need to keep all the Draconic cards and all the Illusionist cards, but it's, I don't know. Yeah, Jonathan, yeah. Like a fucking Draconic Illusionist. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure in that situation where it would be. I don't know where she is, and I'm so mad that she's not here yet. Yo, what's up, Pockets? Welcome back, bud. How are you? So my whole thing here is I want to determine those today, or at least attempt to determine those. And I'm going to do it by kind of looking at the overall scope of what cards look like as far as cards to buy for the class. And then also notably, if there is the talent stuff, more specifically things like, what do you call it? Things like, what the hell was I talking about? Like generics and all that stuff, obviously, too. Setting on Ira? Not Ira. If I'm going to be choosing a third class, I think the thing is that I think I'm fine playing Runeblade and Assassin. I like both of those, very much so. But I think that if I'm going to be choosing something like a third class, I know we talked about this, I think, last time in the last stream, where it's good to choose like 2 to 3 classes to kind of put your focus on money-wise, and then sell the rest. With this being said, this is I might try to sell the rest of it kind of deal here. Because I personally would like to pay off all of my debts significantly earlier than having to wait for a long period of time. And this is not like a cry for help situation of like, I'm in a poor financial situation and I need to sell all my cards to make up for this. We're not in that spot. And hopefully we never will be. But it is important to realize that at some point you need to make these changes in your life, and this is kind of where we're at with it. And notably, in this binder, I have a lot of stuff. Got a lot of things in this binder. Let me turn off this filter, so that way you don't just see like the thing freaking out. Up. There we go. So this binder. With this binder, we are probably going to determine what cards I'm going to keep inside this binder and what cards are going to be put into my trade binder for sale. And the reason being is because I don't need to hold on to all this. There's even probably some Marvels and stuff that I'd like to eventually get rid of. Just strictly because it's going to be easier for me to get those a little bit later when the heroes are out of meta, and then I can pick them up for a cheaper price. Kind of looking at like TCG player stuff for like Part the Mistveil, for instance. Pretty cheap comparatively. So I would like to do something along those lines. Yeah, and I'm happy you're here, Pockets, because it's certainly going to help. What am I doing here? I'm looking for Part the Mistveil. I think really what it is, though, Pockets, is I don't even know that I care to get a third class is my problem. Which isn't really a problem. But notably, if there is one thing I'd like to keep, it's all the Draconic cards, all the, I guess technically Illusionist would be the class I would need to keep as a third, strictly because of Dromai. So we have Illusionist, Draconic as a talent, and then all the Runeblade cards and all of the Earth cards, or not Earth, Assassin cards. So unfortunately, it's like the three most popular classes in the situation. Oh, you don't know each other. That's awesome. That's so awesome. I'm so happy. So, for instance, right, we have, New here at $165 for her Marvel. And then everybody else's Marvel is pretty cheap, 71. All these other Marvels are cheap too. And Enigma's only $50 or something. It's probably near mint $50. Like, that's pretty good. So if I'm really trying to buy a new hero or stuff for a master set, I'd like to make sure to get the rest of the stuff here. So kind of taken out. What's up, Bleezers? So what's the initial take on the new Ranger then? All my Ranger cards are expensive and I don't like Riptide. And if she has no way to keep drawing cards, she's kind of bad, right? I mean, gold is pretty important in Marlin, I would say. If you don't like Riptide, I don't know really what else to have there for you in that situation, though. I mean, obviously you shouldn't. If you don't like either hero and you no longer want to play it, it might be best to sell it, right? But if you really like Ranger, like if you really enjoy Ranger, you are going to probably want to sell them at some point here. But we'll see. A while back, and I was like, I'm gonna wait till Viscerai LLs might be cheaper. Yeah, no. Arknight Shard's still expensive, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like in that situation, it comes down to kind of like what you're willing to do. I think that if it's a class that you like to play, it's still best to keep them, because if it's something you've like specialized in, then you want to have that kind of, you want to have those, because I don't know that it'll happen. Obviously it's not happening in the next set, but afterwards, if there's another Ranger that comes out or an armory deck for a new Ranger, Lexi comes back in an armory deck, something or whatever, then like you're gonna want to have those cards. So I don't know. I think that it's, if you're not gonna play Marlin and you're not gonna play Riptide, I think if they're expensive, you could sell them and then probably wait until the until Azalea LLs and then sell the rest, or and then buy them back, probably I should say. But I don't know. Yeah, no. I mean, honestly, if you're able to get a shard for 170, really like 180, probably, it's probably pretty good. Yeah. No, it's 1,000 points still, Bleezers, but I mean 999, that means that she probably is not going to be hitting a living legend until ProQuest season, which I think is going to be in October. So theoretically, she's legal from now until probably October. I don't foresee her winning much else, but if she does, that's fine. So theoretically, you could have 3 more months of this hero. And if people are just trying to win at an event, they might play Azalea, because people will probably be teching, or they'll probably be taking out their Azalea tech. And if somebody brings Azalea, they kind of lose. So I don't know. It's obviously, I don't expect people investing like thousands of dollars in Azalea because she's literally about to LL, but I think the people who already have it aren't going to sell it just yet. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. I wanted to keep... I think Illusionist probably might just be the best one. Because I'm also curious what they're going to do with Illusionist. So that might be the case. We might just have to keep all our Draconic stuff. Any talented Runeblade stuff. Really, we might just keep... I don't know. Because my issue is also... I'd want to keep all of the talent stuff for the heroes. And so in doing so, I'd also probably want to buy all of the talent stuff. That way I have it for in case I ever play any of these, you know, if there ever comes to be a Shadow Illusionist, right? I have all the Shadow cards already, and I have all the Illusionist cards already. So I don't need to worry too much aside from getting the new stuff from the set. So maybe like keeping everything from talents is good, but keeping everything from classes is going to be easier to get rid of. I don't know. I have to check. So let's check. Let's check then. Let me go ahead. I will actually turn on this filter again because I am going to be going through this. We're going to go through our collection stuff. Nice. There you go. That's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Always take care of yourself first. Flesh and blood will always be there. So. Hey, Kevin, what's up? How are you? So yeah, I think we're probably in an okay spot where we're going to be... We're going to be looking at probably everything that's our generics. And then we'll keep... Do we keep talent stuff though? Because like talent stuff is just kind of rough. You know what I mean? So right now, effectively, this is what I own for like big stuff for this. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think I just have to keep Illusionist stuff, which is fine. I don't mind doing that. The issue being, though, is, of course, I have to keep all of the other, like... Well, I guess I don't have to keep things like Light Illusionist or Mystic Illusionist, right? Like, I can just focus on the Draconic Illusionist stuff and then keep the regular Illusionist equipment and things like that, like my footsteps and stuff. So... Selling organ. Oh, are you? Nice. Yeah, I mean, I'll go through my thoughts for a little bit here and kind of like figure out what I'm doing. And then I'll certainly, if I've got the time here, I can definitely hop on a call. We can chit chat a little bit. Be more than happy to talk shop effectively. But I'm good, Kevin. I'm good. We're downsizing right now is what we're doing. This is called downsizing. I am going to duplicate the collection. And then what we are going to do is we're going to look through here and we're going to find every card that says Draconic. And we're going to remove it from the collection. I have to do this every time. I hate this. Draconic. You know what? It'd probably be better to edit. No. Nope. It would not be. Draconic. I'm going to have to do that. I should just copy paste. Don't know what I'm doing with my life. Get that. This is Draconic Ninja, notably. So not anything I'm going to need to keep. Now that I think about it, right? So technically we're just looking to get rid of the Draconic stuff. Yeah, so we're keeping Runeblade, Assassin, Illusionist, and Draconic cards, and generics. We're also keeping those. So Oath of Loyalty, we'll get that out of there. Uprising, we'll get that out of here. Yeah, no Warrior. I think we're gonna stick with what we've got here. Tome of Firebrand, also notably banned, but so this stuff all technically can stay on the list if I really wanted to get rid of it. Then we look at Illusionist. Okay, so Illusionist. So all base Illusionist stuff we can get rid of, right? We can do Luminaris because it's a light Illusionist. We don't need all that shit. Damn it. Illusionist. I wish there was just like a minus. I guess I could also tab into these. That actually might be better. Let's see. So Illusionist. Light Illusionist stuff we can get rid of. So sorry, Prism fans, we're not keeping, specifically Jonathan. We're not keeping the light Illusionist thing. Draconic Illusionist we keep. Regular Illusionist. Draconic Illusionist stuff we keep. Yeah, you do all that Illusionist stuff for sure. Enigma. And we need an Ice Rune, but exactly right. Yeah, I think the base talent cards are always good to keep, and then any talent plus your class, obviously you can keep. All the classes I just get a place to the game. Yeah, see, that's what I think I want to do eventually, but like right now, I don't think it's worth me keeping. So, let's get. So that was Empyrean Rapture. So let's look at this. So we're gonna get rid of everything here. I'll go through my own trying to downsize. What do I want to keep like long term for investment purposes, I guess? And also notably, what am I not going to truly play like enough that will make more sense for me to just get rid of? Most of the time, if you try to downsize, it's kind of like okay, this card's hot right now and I'm not playing the class, so I can get rid of it then. Like in theory, you know, me getting rid of things like Mystic Illusionist cards right now don't make any sense, because getting rid of Mystic Illusionist stuff right now, while there's no Mystic Illusionist in the set, doesn't make any sense for me to get rid of it, because yeah, like it just doesn't make any sense. So exactly right, and that's kind of how I view it. Pocket it is light Illusionist. The only Illusionist I would like to play is Dromai. Every other thing though is either Runeblade and or Assassin, and I'd much rather put my focus in those two classes and then just be able to play Dromai when she happens. So that's kind of my philosophy on it there. Not Draconic, come on. Illusionist. Yeah, exactly. So all this here, Soraya, we can get rid of, Luminaris, Manifestations, Meridian, Prism, and all this. Yeah. Your backlog games, nice. There you go. Your backlog games of what? Of like Steam? Playing your Steam backlog? So I'd just like to know kind of where we are with the duplicate compared to what we have, right? Unicorn Overlord. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so that's everything there. We were at what, $6,000, so we're down roughly $200 some right now. Not bad. Which is also notably not right. And then we need to get What the hell? Runeblade. I think if I looked up Runeblade stuff, we just keep everything. If we looked up, assassin stuff, we'd probably keep everything. So notably, we'd probably just have to play. So we just remove Guardian stuff, right? What do I have for Guardian? Get rid of everything that is. This is a shadow defense reaction. I don't know why this is. Oh, because it says Guardian. That makes more sense. All right. Random stuff I should cut down to a single set. I mean, it's certainly fine to, you know, get rid of it where you can, right? So, all right, let me just clear these before I start getting crazy with it. And so effectively what I'm doing with this duplicated set, I'm taking what I have in Flesh and Blood right now, at least my current logged amount of stuff, and I'm removing it from this list. And as I remove it from this list, it's going to let me know how much of my collection I'm keeping compared to how much of it I am selling. And if it's like significant amount, I mean, it's probably going to be a significant amount, but getting rid of a lot of the stuff like the Ranger stuff is probably going to be a lot. Honestly, the Necromancer stuff is probably going to be really good. It's probably still a great time to sell Necromancer stuff right now. Let's see. So let's refresh this page. Look up Guardian again. Because really what I want to know is what do I have overall that I can sell? And when I'm selling it, what am I looking to do with, the leftovers effectively? Okay, cool. So is the market trends you tracking it? I think it is. I mean, I use it really sparingly because I don't often check all the time, but sometimes it can be off just because it does take a lot of that data from TCG Player, and I know sometimes TCG Player doesn't have accurate like data because it'll list like some cards as rainbow foils that are not. But if you are looking to do and utilize this, if you'd like, you can use my code of I'll put it in the chat here. I do have a what do you call it? A sponsored code to get a month of free premium on Finals Collection. So if you did want to go about trying it for a month, there you go. Let's see here. Okay, so we've got that there. So we looked up Guardian. So now we're gonna look up yeah, there you go. Sounds sick. Yeah, and it's definitely good. It's a good way to kind of look at the market as an overall standpoint of like what is happening. EV Tracker is a little weird, but I don't know where like I guess they're getting that true data off something, but it is something that I see they're working on. They have a Discord and everything for it, so it's a lot of fun there. Okay, so then we look up Brute. So everything that is Brute stuff, we're gonna get rid of too. So no more Brute things. This rock is gonna sell for a lot right now. I'm gonna try not overload my computer. Oh, I do think that deck is a meme for sure. I mean, don't get me wrong, somebody out there is going to break the hell out of it, but it's not going to be me. And frankly, I don't know that it's going to be. I mean, like, it doesn't make any sense that it would be so good, because it's not like you're getting some kind of like overpower stuff. You know, you're literally just getting this damage can't be prevented, send 7. And it's like, okay, you block 12. You block 9 because you only have 3 cards in your hand. Send 7. I mean, what do you do? Like, it's kind of cool into like the ability of being able to go cool, like you can AB off the top of your deck, maybe, like that's kind of funny, but it just doesn't make any sense to do. Had a draw as Fang versus Gravy, had no more attacks, I had no more push. Ooh, that's a good draw. It's genuinely an actual draw. I'm more afraid of KO than New Brute. Yeah. I mean, I don't know that KO is going to be that crazy either, but probably, maybe he will. All I know is that I don't personally think I'm excited for any of the new heroes. Not really excited for Valda. Not really excited for I'm not really excited for Lyeth or Tough Nut or Pallades or whatever. Like, I don't really care. So I'm just like, all right, sure, whatever, it'll be fine. What's the next one? We did Brute. So Brute, Guardian, Illusionist, Mechanologist. I have no Mechanologist cards? There's no way. That's a lie. What? I have Mechanologist cards. I don't have a lot, but I have some. I have like system failures up in this bitch or something. I do. That's a Mechanologist card. I wonder if this is just not finding everything. Okay. Well, this is the kind of the one thing I'm not like in love with, is the way that we can search stuff here. Thing. Oh, here we go. I guess that helps, right? C equals mech. Oh, you know what? Because it was looking for cards with the term in them, so I probably have to go back to several other ones too. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm really not. I'm happy that other people are excited for the new set. I'm just not. And so I think I'm not like, I'm definitely not looking to like get anything out of there unless there's a dust. You know, unless we get like the Yenderai dust from a quote unquote technically Savage Land set. But outside of that, not really a whole lot excites me about it. And so I'm just kind of like, all right, well, whatever, we'll see. Yeah, I think, you know what? My CPU and RAM are fine. I'm not seeing myself drop any frames. It looks like everything is working as intended. Let me tell you also, notably, this computer is 14 years old. Not everything about it is 14 years old. I do have a newer graphics card and some additional RAM in here, but outside of that, it definitely has a bit of an older processor. So, okay, so C equals Brute. Nothing. Okay, so C equals Guardian. Nothing. Okay, so C equals Ninja. So all these cards. Ooh, nope, that's an assassin card. I can keep that. That's an assassin card. I can keep that. Bop, bop, bop. That's an assassin card. I can keep that. Bop, bop, bop. Draconic Ninja. 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 Assassin Ninja. 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 Mystic Instant Ninja. Mystic Ninja. Ninja. Draconic Assassin Ninja. Assassin Ninja. Ninja, Ninja, Ninja. Okay, cool. But yeah, I think it's just important for me to do this at least, just because I did like all this budgeting earlier today, and I was like, wow, I can just like pay off my car if I sold like a decent amount of stuff. And lo and behold, that's pretty important. To know that I can pay off my car early enough is going to be like incredibly helpful. And I'll still be able to play Fab. Like I'll still be playing Fab. Again, the whole thing about the channel is that like I'm more focused on budget formats. I'm one of the only other content creators that does budget format stuff outside of like Dice Commando, and technically Jesse from Flesh and Budgets, if you don't know who that is a commoner individual who does very, very well in the commoner scene. But they've got their own channel. And so I'm just like, if most of my focus is going to be that, I don't need to purchase any of these things. And notably, if I want to try out any of these heroes at an armory, if I'm just like, yeah, this actually is so good, I don't need to worry about buying these cards, because guess what? I have a bunch of awesome friends that will allow me to just play their versions of the deck. So Ninja, and then it's Ranger. So we're already down like $1,000. So we're effectively, if we take like 85%, we're at like, you know, 850 additional dollars I could get off of selling all my stuff. Ranger. Notably need to make sure I'm not getting Ranger Assassin stuff in here. So selling a New Horizon is gonna be probably pretty good too. Bop, Assassin, Ranger. All right. But hopefully everybody's having a good night. Hopefully people are chilling, vibing. I like doing these kind of things just because, like, and this was like impromptu also. I was just kind of like thinking about it, and I'm like, you know what? Why think about it alone when I can think about it with my community? So that's what I'm happy to do. So let's see here. This up here. Drank like 2 beers and I was like, I do want the anime Dory. There looks like there's a playmat for it that's going to be at Pro Tour Singapore, if I recall, which is pretty cool to see. Oh, you have it? Oh, look at that. I didn't know if that was at a different event. I didn't know if they were selling that at like Worlds or anything. Ooh, signed anime Dory. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. So Ranger stuff is good. Now let's look at, so Runeblade we're keeping. Which means that next up is Warrior. So there are some Assassin Warrior cards also, but I don't believe well, no, I definitely do need some of them. Warrior, Emperor, Warrior, Draconic Warrior. Yep. Just gotta look for Assassin Warrior. I have a lot of these. This is a lot more cards than I expected. Almost got lost in the mail. Oh my god. I would have cried. I would have cried so much. Definitely do not want anything to be lost in the mail. It's my my like biggest fear. That's why like it's funny. We have a guy who's going to Singapore, and I was like, oh, well, this might actually be a time because Pro Tour Singapore has like every freaking artist under the sun going there, and Nats had no one. And I was like, come on, this sucks. Like, I wanted to get cards signed. But lo and behold, Pro Tour is happening, and it's got freaking so many different artists there. And I was like, I want to get these cards signed, but I also don't want to be like, hey, person who might be doing really well in the event, can you go get my card signed for me? Ooh, see, Jonathan, you're a guy who knows somebody. You're a guy who knows people. Okay, cool. This, boom, this, boom, boom. All right. We're getting rid of the Bolton stuff. We're getting rid of the other warrior stuff. So now we look at Wizard, which I notably have a lot of stuff for, which is kind of crazy. So Earth Wizard. God, I'm waiting for the day there's going to be Assassin Wizard cards. I'm going to be like, what the fuck is this? All right. Get these out of here. Get these out of here. And then I think that's it. I think this clears up pretty much every class, which is pretty good. Which then notably gets to keep our generics. Of course, we'll do a quick look-see just to be sure. But we'll look through the rest of these, get our generics, and make sure those are all set and good, because I'm not going to get rid of M generics. All right. Cool. So let's go ahead and let's refresh here. So 407 cards now. We went down from 6,000 to 4,290, which means it's about $1,700 gone from the total. And then, of course, if we do a calculation on that here, let me look up the calc. If we do math on that, 1,700 times 0.85. Damn it. This is about what I'd expect to get selling it to locals. So probably right around here. So not terrible. And of course, this is all low prices and everything of the such, but actually, notably, I'm just kidding. We should look at low pricing first. So this is actually what we're looking at here. So if we're looking at, well, I guess I wouldn't have known what I took out of there at this point, but roughly about, I think, this. I didn't even see this message here. I believe the next set is going to send Rhinar forward as best I can format and force him out of the game. All other brutes have conditions and seem like now brutes theme. Rhinar doesn't. Yeah, probably, Yazi. I would imagine. I think that Brute's in a pretty like fine spot. I still think KO is like a very winnable hero. Also, Levia, I think, just won like Latvia Nats or something, which is kind of crazy. But I mean, Rhinar certainly, like, if anything can push Rhinar through, it'll probably be something in there. And although Rhinar doesn't get the fucking card that says pitch a blue and intimidate 3 times, which is just the most ridiculous shit. Like, I can't believe that's a card that's only for the reviled talent. Like, what? Like, yeah, it's a card that comes in for like 1, but like KO can turn it into a 6. So theoretically, if you pitch, yeah, I guess you need 7 resources. 1 to make it a 6 power, another one to make it what do you call it? You need, yeah, you need a lot for that. So you would need a lot, but I don't know. It might be an interesting thing to do too. Okay, so assassin stuff we keep, generic stuff we're keeping. Grasp, felling, dyadic, plague hive, shock charmers is lightning. Yep. So assassin, generic, runeblade, assassin, 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 generic, assassin, generic, assassin. Oh, pirate. Fuck, pirate's a talent. C equals pirate. Oh, it's the only pirate card I have. So, okay. Is that the Yazi? Is Yazi? Are you popular? Are you popular and you didn't tell me? You're legally obligated to tell me if you're a popular person. Because I don't know. I don't know who anybody is anywhere. Okay, yeah, Runeblade, Assassins, going everything here. The Shadow stuff, obviously, I'm keeping in case I want to do Shadow Runeblade. And I like that set. Let's see here. Soul Shield, that's a light defense reaction. We keep that. Generics. OG Fab YouTube. Oh, yeah? An OG in the chat? We're gaming. Gone in a Flash. Lightning card. Channel Lightning Valley we keep. Current Funnel we keep. It's a shame because like a lot of these cards are like pretty expensive, honestly. This notable, well, no, we probably still want to keep Mask Seed just in case. Mystic Assassin, yeah, we get to keep that. Just in case New comes back. Ice Earth action, yeah, that can technically be. Oh, it's a Jarl specialization, so notably Guardian, so not gonna happen. This light, lightning, standing order, generic. I have to look out for any kind of like specializations effectively. That's the next thing to keep in mind here for it. Florian Special, that's a Runeblade card, so that's fine. Hypothermia's Ice, Illusionist, Assassin, Channel Millennium Tree, Ice Earth Defense Reaction, Legendary, that's fine. Illusionist, some more of these things. Vexing, Pirate Necromancer. I don't know how that didn't. Oh, because I didn't look up Necromancer. Because I forget Necromancer's a fucking class. It's rampant right now, and I forget that it's a class. Gambler Club is fine. That means I'm also notably going to be getting the Chum and the Whaler Humperdinck that I have out of here too. So that's not bad. Blink Grimoire is fine because that's Shadow Runeblade. Gorg Tome, Cosmic Vipox, High Voltage, Fog Down, Phantasmaclasm, Knick-Knack. Neclasm's good. Such a good card. Arc Lightning, Coax. That's all good. Restless. Still just, it's just the fact that that's just an Illusionist card is crazy. Shapeshifter, probably never playing Shapeshifter, so I should probably get rid of that too. Do that. This. And this. Do Exposed. Earth Ice, that's an elemental card. Assassin. Light, legendary. I'm looking for like specializations at this point that are not of the classes. Boop. This is royal stuff, light equipment. This is Runeblade, so that's fine. Shadow defense reaction. Slay, crazy card. Liquefy is good. Frightmare. Call down lightning. Lexi specialization, which notably is Ranger. Lexi's never going to be not Ranger, I'd imagine, right? Right? Would I be crazy to think that it's going to be anything different? Boop doop doop. Also notably, the card's like 14 cents. I don't give a shit. Dread Scythe. Pretty good. Wins. Okay. I think we're in an okay spot now. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I only imagine there's going to be a world in which it's like, oh, wait, this is actually kind of crazy because, like, you know, if it's not unknown in like Dungeons and Dragons campaigns if like a person is to change classes, right? So if you utilize that same kind of thought process in here, it could happen. We don't need Genius What You Need, because I don't need all that. So I think this is everything. No, is the Necromancer in here still? No, because it would have come up in Pirate. Necromancer, so no, there's not. So in that situation, I think this is kind of what we're left with. So we haven't, I mean, still, unfortunately, I think I've chosen probably the three most expensive classes to keep playing, which is very unfortunate for me, but it is what it is. Also notably, keeping all my generics is just kind of how it is too. Being able to always have that. So with that being said, we can probably even start taking some stuff out of my binder. Yeah, because all the... Yeah, and that's the benefit too, is that like in the situation, I would just need to, like, I have all the assassin stuff, right? When I wanted to be like, okay, I wasn't really sure I was enjoying new as much, I went, well, what can I play else? And then I went, well, let me try out Mario. And then I went to go try him, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. It's like, I literally just had to buy Claves. And there was like Claves, like, I didn't buy Slavery of Bloodsheds yet, but like I didn't really need it. And then I bought like Tarantula Toxins for like $5 a piece. And I was like, okay, I'm good. Like, I don't need anything else. So, yeah. Cool. All right. So, with that being the case here, damn, it's gonna be 100 degrees tomorrow. Ugh, that's gross. Okay. With that being the case, what are we looking at as far as the rest of this? So we have this 3,000. Let me look up my actual playable collection in the same vein. We're still a TCG player, low pricing. So let me look up that same set and compare it. So it looks like initially with everything, we have $5,383. The 5383 minus 3793 minus 3793. So about 1,600. So if you do 1,600, I mean, really, let's just keep it on the 1,590 to be honest. Times 0.85, about 1,351. Not too terrible. How easy to use Findo as a collection tool? I'm a boomer and put everything in Excel. Pretty good. I mean, they do have an export import stuff, so like theoretically it should just transfer over one-to-one if you're using the same template. But I like it a lot. I mean, you're able to view pretty much everything. They have this really neat thing where like you can create a list, and it's just literally, you can pre-populate the list. You can choose like, oh, I want to know what like a master set of Dusk Till Dawn looks like, right? And you can just go doot. You can name it like BTD master set, and then you can go boom confirm, and it populates the whole thing for you. So I like it for that reason, because I care a lot more about the master sets and everything there, but I know that it's not always the same for everyone. So but I wish I could just delete this now. But I like it a lot. Honestly, like I had mentioned earlier, I have a sponsored code for the premium stuff for this. And I think premium's only like freaking, like, I don't know, $3 or something a month. So it's not on, is it $5? Okay. It was like $3 when I first started. So I guess they must be getting business. Yeah. Finals for Dragon collections and what you need to only care about playsets. It's not great. Yeah, if you only care about playsets, it's not anything there. This is definitely more of a, you get to watch your collection grow and shrink, you know, in pretty real time, I would say. Notably, their EV tracker is pretty cool because you get to just kind of like see where the EV is of everything. So like, for instance, I actually don't know they have high Cs up here yet. There might not be enough data for it. Yeah, they don't have high Cs in here yet, unless it's on like a page 2 or something. But they do have like this here, a market trends thing. It's using low pricing, so it's probably best to do market trends. You can even set it by like highest sales. You can see what's selling a lot of in the most recent, you know, you can set it by 14 days, 7 days, 3 days, whatever it might be. So there you go. Yeah. Yeah. Specific printings is also really nice too. Strictly because like I like to do that for any like collections like the Marvel Dragons, right? Marvel Dragons, like if you want to keep your eye on what this is like when I initially made this list, it, you know, it compared to when I initially made it, which was right around when the dragons were like 10, 15, $20 a piece for these like rare ones. It's now gone up $83, so I can just be like, cool, okay, that makes sense. And so kind of look at it from there. But yeah, so like initially when I made it in there, it was $557 when I made the list. I didn't bother putting in like how much I paid for the card at the time, because I don't really know. But putting it in there at that time, it lets you see like, okay, this has had a spike in price since then, right? And so notably, you can also then click on a card. You can see specifically any kind of pricing history for it. So yeah, that makes some sense. I mean, it's all kind of different. I also notably got a Card Nexus. This one. I got a invite from the folks over at Card Nexus for this thing. This is a same deal, right? Except they just added in Flesh and Blood to their site. And I was like, okay, well, like, let's see how it works, right? And so they have things, the same deal. You can have like lists. They have some stuff that's coming soon, like decks, activities, you know, add cards to inventory, create a list. So you can create a list of any type, choosing Flesh and Blood, and then any like advanced settings. So you can be like, okay, cool. A list you don't want to sell or complete. There's like a lot of like trading amongst other people in the thing. So I don't know enough about it yet. I really just kind of wanted like a Flesh and Blood specific collection system, and so that's why I'm using this. So interesting. So with that being the case, and we're at what? We're at like $1,400 that we could effectively get from the whole thing. That's pretty good. Notably, what I would also like to look at is my actual master set collections, because I do have those. And I'd like to probably get rid of the... There are like some cards I'd like to get rid of, some cards I'd prefer to like not. But I think it's going to make more sense to get rid of them than not. Let's see. Do I have the Rosetta set, Display Master sets? Like, I think that I have some sigils in here that are like still expensive. Yeah. Sigil of Brilliance is expensive. Sigil of Aether is expensive. So the fact this is like $250 off of this is pretty good. But notably, yeah, so this is Lightning Wizard. This is Wizard. So because of that, I don't really need either of these things. But like Sigil of Lightning might be something to look into if I'm going to do something there. I do have an EA Verdance and an EA Florian. The Florian I'll keep because it's a Rune Blade. But EA Verdance I could theoretically get rid of because, well, she's a very popular hero right now. It'll sell for a lot. And while I hate letting a beautiful lady go, it's for the best, honestly. So yeah, so we have that. Of course, then there are, you know, other small things to pick up as well that I'd much rather like have if I'm doing a master set. But right now, the only master set I'm completing is Uprising. And then once Uprising is complete, then I'll choose another master set, just begin completing and then go from there. So it's kind of my big thing. Yeah. Okay. This is insane. Like the amount that this has gone up since, right? Initially, when I created this list, $3,437. This was, I don't even know when I made this list, but it's gone up $720 since, which is pretty crazy, gotta say. So, okay. So then I think what I'm gonna do is we're gonna hang out here and I'm gonna take out all of the cards that I want to put in my Spellbinder. All 4 heroes and contending top decks, or all LL, they will do. Yeah. True. It will happen. It does happen. All right. Let me get this all out of here. We're going to start pulling some cards out. You're looking at a better thing. Hold on, we're back. Weird. Don't know why that happened. Anyway. Yeah. Hopefully y'all can hear me. But like for instance, like stuff for Mystic Illusionist, I'm probably not going to get rid of Mystic Illusionist stuff just yet. The reason being is because getting rid of it now doesn't make any sense. Getting rid of it when a new Enigma comes out, or you know, some new Mystic Illusionist hero comes out, it is going to be more important to sell it then than to sell it at that time. So I think that just makes more sense. So let's see here. So we got this guy, this. So anything that's like LL'd, probably hold on to for a little bit, just because I don't care to try and get rid of some of the stuff. I think holding on to this doesn't make any more sense now, even though I should at least keep one for the promo, for the collection, but it's fine. Let's go. Exactly, yeah. It's a good sign of them coming back later for sure, Okay, so then we get this. Slippy stays in there. The Blaze promo, I think I just have to, well, I don't really care. I should probably just get rid of this, huh? There's no way I'm playing Blitz. She's not Draconic, and it's a wizard. It's not a hero I'm gonna play. So let's get rid of it. Genus. Alda Emperor. Claves or Bitterclast, all this assassin stuff stays. Boop, 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 boop. Rock. Go. Skullhorn can go. Spoiled Skull can go. Savage Sash can go. Can go. And the Guardian stuff. Also get rid of. And I might actually just now do a big list of stuff in the in our community Discord. I might finally make a list. I'm gonna scare a lot of people, I think, honestly, with a list. I think it is going to be something that a lot of individuals are gonna go, wait a minute, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? There's gotta be a reason you're doing that. Like, I've got people who look at me and they're just like, wait, he's selling something? He's got to know something I don't. Like, I don't know what it is about, like, I think maybe it's just because I'm a content creator, but like, I think a lot of people take my word for a little bit more than what it's worth. And I'm just like, yo, I'm just trying to freaking play the game, you know what I mean? New Horizon, notably gonna sell really well. We got Perch Grappler, got Runeblade stuff. Whoop. Raiden. And we've got the axe. This, well, notably, I guess I could sell my Kabuto now if somebody needs a Kabuto. I know there was an individual yesterday at Armory who was like, oh, I'm missing a Kabuto. And I'm like, oh, okay, I actually have one. He wanted to use it, but okay. Stormstriders also crazy work. Okay, cool. All of this talent equipment stays. Draconic stuff stays. Generic stuff stays. This is Draconic Ninja, and I got all that stuff for Syndra, and then I was just like, ooh, all right. Luckily, I didn't spend too much money or anything, so I'm not worried about it. Mystic Assassin, the other assassin stuff, so we don't need to worry about this page. Brute stuff we do need to stay out of. Good to get rid of these. This binder is going to look a whole lot smaller after I'm done with looking at all this. But I'm happy that we're making the choice just because, like, I think that notably, and I'll have everybody know, even with getting rid of just the cards that I got rid of and keeping all of the crazy expensive cards, like the generics and everything, even with getting rid of all this stuff, it's still enough to pay off my car. So I think it's probably in a good spot. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be able to get it all sold in one go. That would be crazy, but notably, it is going to be something in which I can at least, you know, get listed, have people buy stuff. I might even sell this to our other local seller, or I sell it online. Whatever I guess I want to do, right? Selling it online probably isn't terrible. I can open back up my TCG shop and do all that. That might be kind of fun. All right. Oh man, that means I got to get rid of my Alpha Bloodrush Bellows. My 3 Alpha Bloodrush Bellows. I bought these off of my local. And now I'm just going to sell them. Yeah, definitely tied a lot more to the aesthetics of Illusionist and Assassin, and Runeblade more than anything. So Assassin for those small little attacks. Runeblade is kind of like the best way, like the most aesthetically pleasing. Just being able to do things like, you know, create what do you call it? Create rune chants and do just like very small amounts of arcane damage, and then also throwing physical damage too. I like that style a lot, the spell blade kind of deal. Then of course we have Illusionist, which is sometimes a bit of a go tall kind of situation, right? But it is yeah, kind of a bit of a go tall situation, but it is a very well thought out class. And notably, I mean, like, you know, again, I could keep everything for Illusionist, right? And just keep Prism and Enigma, but I just don't know that I'd care so much for them. And also, notably still, even if I do, the specific stuff like Mystic Illusionist stuff had always been cheap. It was the Mystic cards and also the other generics that went in the deck that were not. So that is why there was a lot of value in a deck like Enigma. Is like you know, freaking, what do you call it? What's the name of that card? Manifestations of Miragai. That card was not expensive, but it was the card that won all the games. So unsure why it decided to be as expensive as it was, but notably not really expensive. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the tunes also. I like to make sure I'm providing some good tunes for y'all. Herald Erudition. Herald of Erudition. Yeah, I'm really excited to just like continue to play more Fab, and obviously like with so many of these like cards being able to be sold, I feel like it's just helpful to me. You know, that way I can start putting more money towards more important things. Mystic Illusionist, regular Illusionist. Keep all the Illusionist stuff. Okay, cool, awesome. Then we get rid of the Mechanologist stuff. Magnetic Lock. How did I buy all this? Did I buy these because they were cheap? Must have. I also wonder whether or not it's like, if I find any of these cards that are under $1, I should probably just keep them, right? Like anything over $1, it might be worth selling right now. But anything under $1, I should probably just wait until support comes for that hero and then sell it. That's probably the smart thing to do, honestly. But you know me, I'm not that smart. Yeah. You know what? I lied. I am that smart. Or at least smart enough. Smart enough to be dangerous, what I would say. That's what I always say. Okay. So let's see. Yeah. Really excited to like play around a little bit with like general stuff, like kind of getting back into the game of things. Yeah, I agree. I think it's probably best to hold on to those and wait until they're about $5, just because like at some point they will be, right? And so there are some cards that are just worth selling that are better off. Yeah. definitely want to be like, okay, cool. Like, if you're selling cheap cards, $5. That way, you know, when people need them, like $5, I think is fine. $5 is a fine ask for a Majestic. You know, so I don't see there being too much of an issue there. Draconic Ninja. This is a pirate card. Totally one I don't have in the list. This is Draconic Ninja. Also, I guess I should like take apart Syndra then, huh? And do all this. Yeah. I mean, it's probably a good call. Probably a good call. Because I think, you know, again, they're cheap, and so it's like there are a lot of people who will just like give away a lot of these Majestics. Yeah, it's this card I keep actually. This is a keeper. But you know, at the end of the day, I think it's what, you know, I'm willing to give it to people who I know who could use it, but I also don't know so many people who are like immediately attempting to buy a bunch of stuff, unless it's like I mean, Nails and Fails, nice, hell yeah, there you go. Yeah, I would say it's probably a good call. At least, you know, in a way, you're able to at least track to see whether or not your cards are up or down. You know, what's sold, what hasn't, and gives you a better idea as far as that is. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, right? Because it's like, cool, you can save on shipping by, you know, just getting this one order from this individual. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. So you'll pay a premium to buy a card from me just because you don't want to pay shipping again on somebody else's card, right? So that's helpful. Helpful thing to be. Natsu. Ninja cards. A lot of ninja cards. Surprised I have so many ninja cards. Why I do. But I do. Harmony. But yeah. I mean, it's definitely a good call to do. I would much rather, like I said, I mean, I'd much rather have that happen. And I get, you know, what do you call it? Frickin', you know what? That means I'd have to sell my Death Thread. Dead Threads. I worked so hard to get that Dead Threads, and by work so hard, I mean I didn't do anything at all. So getting rid of a lot of this Ranger stuff too will probably be nice. Although I'm sure Ranger stuff is volatile right now with Azalea being so close to hitting Living Legend. It's probably not going to be any good to sell it right now. But I do agree. I think I shouldn't be selling Majestics for under $2 to $3 to locals. Which, like, obviously it sucks. It's like, I think this is something that's actually one of our locals does already. Is he'll just like take a look at it and he'll be like, okay, cool, this is what it would be like with shipping too. And they're like, oh, so like but like I'm not paying for shipping. And I'm like, yeah, but you also get it right now, and also notably, you know, it's rough. $3.5 to keep, yeah. Yeah, class 3.5 to keep probably makes more sense. Like, just, you know, I'll wait until there's a Draconic Necromancer, and then I'll go, ooh, and I'll freak out. What if that's what Dromai is? What if I did all this stuff for Illusionist, and it's just like, nah, Dromai is just like, she died and came back as a thing. Okay. Runeblade, 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 Runeblade. Stuff. Pirate Necromancer. Yeah. Not alert inducement. Yeah. No, she didn't die. She didn't die though. But that would be sick. That would be sick. Would be sick. It would be sick. I will not deny the fact that it would be, in fact, pretty sick. All right. All right. So now we're moving into the warrior stuff. So everything in here is going to be. He's got quite some piles going on right now. I realize how much cards I have until I get rid of them. Up. 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 All right. Luminas. Yeah. I'll definitely be... I'll see whether or not I want to start this up. What I need to do is I need to look into a good printer. What I need to do. I need to figure out what kind of printer I want to put right here so I can just like set up shop and not have to move. Yeah, what's up, Josh? How you doing, bud? How the hell are you? My copies of Route. Oh, that's right. My cleaves that I speculated on. Good. Gotta say. These games Monarch 3, Shadow Runeblade, Necro, and Light Illusionist Warrior. Most of the cards are Shadow Light. It will give room to build Necro without having a lot of Shadow Necro cards. Yeah, true. Although I don't think it'll be Shadow Runeblade and Necro because God forbid they don't give Levia some more support in a set. Like, she's putting in her work. You know what I mean? Alive for now. That's good. Good place to be. Place to be is alive for now. All right. Yeah. But we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening with the overall like concept of the there's a lot of stuff with the concept of like what we're gonna get as far as new things and shadow non-class cards to help her. But like thematically, are you really think they're gonna keep Levia out of the format? Like, I don't know that that's the case. I don't know that that would ever happen. Like, Levia is certainly one of the, like, individuals who is actually getting, like she's there with Vincent, like, terrorizing Solana. Like, nobody else is, just them. So... True. But, like... You know, just because it happens in the deathmatch arena doesn't exactly mean that it's Heavy Hitters 2. I mean, I called it that, right? I literally called it Heavy Hitters Part 2 Electric Boogaloo. But that's not to say that, you know, that there isn't a world in which it's fine to leave out a class. I think probably from, like, a design standpoint, it makes sense why they did it, but I understand the ripe for sure. Assassin, Brute Warrior. Get out of here. Guardian Warrior, you can get out of here. Holy Bludger, you can get out of here. Another Blood in the Water. Another. Kraken Harpoon, Golden Tip. Riddle, I get to keep that in there. That Riddle. Just in case Chaos becomes a real thing. Uprising liquefies. Draconics. Draconics. Earth. Elemental. Earth action. Earth ice. This is a Jarl specialization, so let's take it out. They already nerfed Leviathan. They took out one of the best Leviathan players. You can't compete anymore. Yeah, I think that's probably why they didn't do it in set 18, is because I think we're gonna get more. Either it's gonna be Bolton or Dory, or like there's gonna be more warrior support in Monarch 3. So that makes more sense to me why because you wouldn't want to do warrior into warrior. Because Monarch 3 is going to be like warrior, I don't want to say it's illusionist, but it'll probably be like warrior, illusionist, and then well, you don't want to make it 4 classes. That doesn't feel good. You probably want to make it 3. Well, what did they do with Monarch? Monarch had 3 classes. How am I talking about? Or had 4 classes. How am I talking about? You can do 4 classes. Do it again. It'll be fine. There won't be any issues. Light. Lightning. Talents. Talents. Generics. Generics. Generic. Okay. That's everything. Yeah, Light Runeblade would be cool. Although still don't know that. I mean, I don't know that it would ever happen, but okay. So then let's see. So we've got all this out now. We need to like get it all together. Box listed. The next thing I want to look at is the stuff that I could probably get away with selling as the Marvels. Which is gonna suck. But I notably have this stuff here. A Marvel Japanese Fang, which I actually think I know who I can sell this to. And then, yeah, it's gorgeous. Very happy with it. You get all the, make sure all my Majestics are out of this bin here. That's a Hunt's End for sure. Nope, that wasn't. Just kidding. Pledge Fealty looks like Hunt's End for some reason. I was like, what? I know I took out Hunt's End already. I should be fine. So there's nothing in here besides the Majestic stuff, so. You're happy about Skirmish for once? Yeah? Why is that? Why are you happy about Skirmish? Tell me. Tell me your secrets. Okay, this is slippy stuff. Absolutely slippy stuff. Why did I fucking get rid of it? Should have kept this built. Yeah, so this way I can essentially just do. Oh, crack, shuffle, and play. Yeah. Well, I think we're doing a crack, shuffle, and play at ours, which I'm really excited about. Because that's probably the only way I'd ever actually do a skirmish. I don't have really anything for LL, and I don't have anything for what do you call it? For shit. Blitz. So can't really do a whole lot there. Is there really a Japanese Marvel fealty? Better be quick. Well, I don't need to use it, so unless Dromai ends up using Fealty. But it is a nice, like, one to have, for sure. What? This is what I see. That says $155. Oh, 35 under the lowest. I see what you're talking about. I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? Because this is the next one. So for $35 under, you get a Japanese one. Oh, that picture sucks. Damn, that's pretty. That's gorgeous. Let's expect the tournament to show up with OGKO. Yeah. Exactly. Just hit him with the 10-foot tall bulletproof. Roll of 6. Game's over. Okay, so notably in my collection too, what do I need to get rid of them at that point? So I have this. That collection I'm keeping. So definitely my iconic stuff. Alright, so what's in heavy hitter? Or hunted? All that. Assassins have obviously. I don't have any of the cold foil equipment up here, I don't think. Also, notably, I don't think we have M's in this binder. Oh, M foil oath of loyalty. I could probably go. Well, no. I keep that. Wait a minute. I keep that. Perforate is an assassin attack. So notably keeping it, I guess. All generic. And this. Oh, dude! I had Syndra this whole time. I wasn't playing the EA Wrath. Crazy. You know, it's funny. I forget I own this until I open this binder, and I'm like, oh wait, we're so fucking in, dude. Ah, God, what a beautiful card. So pretty. Yeah, it'll be a good call. I got my EA Kabuto. Marvel CNC behind his whiteboard. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I forgot I had this in here. Just the most money card you've ever seen. Okay, so maybe like this Wrath is probably like the one thing I can keep in here. I can put out then. Just because I don't really need all that. Yeah, the helm not being worth anything right now is pretty fine. I almost might buy another one now. Also, maybe just want to creep it. But I mean, there's no way it goes down any lower. Right? I think that's my issue with that. Is there's no way it goes down. Like, unless it gets banned. Right? Am I crazy? I mean, it's fucking $321. Like, it's up there. I mean, people are buying them for like $340, $350. But like, when am I ever going to be able to buy this again? right? Like when is it like, yeah, like when is its low ever going to be that low again? Right? Like it was at like 230 when it initially dropped, and then it was like, oh, it's hard to find. Like this is like a treasure. So I don't know. Like I think it's more so this is definitely one of those ones where I'm just like, like it's possible with a clave. Well, I mean a reprint is possible, but that's what I mean. Is that like this is like really hard to find, and notably in a set that is hard to find. So if they're not printing any more hunted, because it'll probably already be out of print by the time the next set comes out, then that means that you're not able to get this card anymore. And this card goes for a lot of money. You collector or player? No, you can't be both. I'm gonna be honest, it's probably more, it's definitely more player than collector, I think. But like, I also have the mindset of knowing what, what a good card is. But I mean, you're right. Like, this card is expensive. At what price point would you get to sell it? Off my head, I mean, you figure it's probably not going to be for 320. So you probably could sell. I mean, like I could probably get around to somebody's buying it for like, I don't know, 290, 80. Maybe if they really like me, they can meet me at 3. But theoretically, 10% off, it's about 32 bucks. So you're looking at about 290 or about 285. If you really wanted to sell it like immediately off of that. Like notably, you said when TCG was 400, 500. Well, that's the thing, is like I don't know when I would sell it, right? Because again, like on top of me wanting to sell a lot of these things, like there are cards that just like don't make sense to sell because I plan to do things like master sets. Right? So if I do ever want to do a master set of the hunted, at some point I would need to rebuy this card again. You know what I mean? And because I would need to rebuy it, I don't know when it will ever be lower than what it is right now. I already own 3. I already own 3 copies of So I don't need to like do any of that, but I am still live. I am in fact still live. It won't go down like you said. Yeah, like I don't know. That's the thing, right? Is that they would quite literally have to reprint this card in extended art as a cold foil. Like that is what they would need to do for this card, and then it would also need to be accessible in like the judge pack, and even still that'd be like super expensive. So I think the issue I'm having is like I only have 1. If I had 2, easy, right? Well, see, that's why I'm both, right? I don't need a play set of everything for a master set. I just need like 1 of a card to be like, this card existed in this set. But I don't know. Again, notably, what I'm doing is if I'm going to be selling cards, it's more than likely because I want to be selling them so I can pay off like my car and shit. My car or my any like credit debt or anything of the sort. So I mean, I'm not in a desperate situation. I think that's really what it comes down to, is the fact that I'm not desperate. This doesn't seem like a lot. But I don't know. I just remember when Arcanite Skullcap was 300 plus and now 20. Well, yeah, and also Arcanite Skullcap was, I mean, a $300 card because people were heavily speculating on product being like, you know, only for collectors and not really for players, and it was hard to pull legendaries because they were just, you know, it was like one in every case maybe you got a legendary. But now it's like you can, like, Arcanite Skullcap was reprinted at non-foil, and most players in a player market would probably just purchase the non-foil. Yeah. And I think that's where I'm at right now. I want to see what I'm willing to sell first, and then determine that value, and then I can add on additional things from that point moving forward, right? So, but I'm definitely like, you know, there are things I want to keep for the sake of it, right? Because like I'm not touching my master set of Uprising, even though there's a bunch of like cold foil wizard M's and L's and stuff in there. Part of the Mistveil binder, which I'm pretty sure I don't have anything in anymore. Rough time when only real headpiece was that. I think more stuff gets printed will slowly drop, and I mean other majestic D-Rex with bonus. I don't know. Because if more do, like, I think the problem here is like this is really effective only because there are so many heroes right now in the meta that have that flick ability, and that's what's helping this card get a higher price. Notably, though, those heroes are pretty new, and they'll probably be around for another like year. So I'm not entirely sure if it's like worth that. This goes in the... Wait, do I have two? Doesn't make any sense. I don't have two. I don't have two. No. I saw the freaking Mask of Recurring Nightmares in here, and I was like, wait a minute. That doesn't make any sense. We'll put you in the actual binder. You're fine to be in there. I guess you can go out. It doesn't go down much because of its difficulty to pull. Right. Like that's my concept, is that while it is yeah, if there's a better looking reprint in extended art, then that makes sense, right? Like in that situation, it goes, okay, cool, right? If there's a better looking version of the card, then sure. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how you top this. Like, I think this is some of the best art. It's got a beautiful lady on it, which most TCG players love a beautiful lady. It's pirate themed, which has been pretty like key to a lot of people for Fab. And then also, again, it's just a really hard card to pull. But of course, as you know, if there's somebody sitting on a whole bunch of hunted, and one day that individual goes, I'm going to open all this. They crack it all. They see that they get like 20 Shelter from the Storms in EA, because there's like 9 on the market right now. They get 20 of them, and then they like manipulate the market. Sure, right? Obviously, it can go down. Market manipulation is a real thing that actually occurs. But it could also notably not go down. These are already like crazy cheap. don't know why I'm taking these cards out like I'm not gonna fucking do something with them here. I do think MST is probably going to be my next set that I'd like to like master set after Heart the Mistveil. So CNC is hard to pull an L, and even better art with EA options. Codex is arguably less pretty, easy L to pull, and class specific. I think Guardian able to go again and go for 20 damage in a turn cycle could be taken out. Well, I don't know that if they're able to do that, like, wouldn't you want a D-React? Wouldn't you want another D-React in the deck? Like, isn't that the whole concept? Yeah. And don't get me wrong. I mean, at the end of the day, if I wanted to sell it, you know, it ends up being something I sell. It's not the end of the world to me. But notably, I think it is a card that will probably continue to stay at a good price for like a while. Unless, of course, again, like there's always so many like what if situations, right? Like D-React Force Sync and Foresight are better. Well, right. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, the fact that, I mean, not even really directly that, like, the players, it's a great ability for people to use to prevent these flick effects, right? But also notably, it blocks 4. Even if we look at it from the base value of block 4, it is like another, you know, 0 for 4 defense reaction, and currently there are only really like 3 of them in existence. So if you're playing some kind of hyper fatigue jank bullshit because aggro is on the rise, you're gonna want another 0 for 4 D-React. And Shelter, being a generic, just like the other ones, can go in any deck. So, you know, if you're keeping high profile generics, then it makes sense to, you know, to have that. But cards out of print like Heart and I'm outselling. Even if I is 500 plus, because that will hold a lot of value. You mean you're not selling them, or you're outselling them? Like you are going out there and selling them pockets. Commercial break. Oh. Not selling them. Keep my copy. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I'm pretty sure Hunted's out of print already, right? Right? Let me see. Did we get confirmation this is out of print yet? Is not out. Well, it's to be announced. It's out of print yet. But so another wave. Yeah, but like another wave, like, yeah, that could be, I don't know, it could be anything, I guess, in that front. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I certainly could sell it, obviously. There's a world in which it totally makes sense to sell those things. But again, I think it's just the master set collector in me is like, I have one, which means that if I open another one, I immediately sell it. But if I don't, then what? So I think that's just what I need to determine is, what am I doing next, right? Because yeah, they would certainly have to. I think most of what they would end up doing is reprinting. But again, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know at the end of the day what their overall plan is for moving forward with certain cards being certain reprints and so on and so forth. I sees I can get rid of some stuff. Some M's that I put in here. Don't need. This L I can even get rid of. Oh, this is cheap right now. I need to get rid of Braves. Yeah. We really don't know anything about the print runs and stuff like that. I mean, there are people out there who are just like, yeah, the Hunted was short printed. And I'm like, LSS has said multiple times it hasn't been short printed. And we don't have the numbers for that yet. And we're probably not going to know for a while. So I'm just like, I don't know why. Like, it would matter, but... Let's see. Rainbow foil. Right. It's going to be a while before we get new numbers on these sets here, because they're still so brand new. But... Island... Burn Bear, Barnacle, Golden Cog. I don't know that I need these golden cogs. That's high seas. These are some more cards I can put in here then too. Because chums are like crazy expensive right now, so it's, oh. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they, if they announce at Worlds that next season's going to be 2 million. Like, genuinely. I wouldn't be surprised. All over. Here. Stays. I think I mainly want to look at like the Marvel section of this and see if I want to sell anything. Like, because there are some very specific Marvels that I wouldn't mind getting rid of, right? For instance, Sigil of Aether, right? If we look at Sigil of Aether, right? Not a bad Marvel to get rid of. Currently still going for quite a bit. Sigil of Brilliance, very good. Obviously an Acilio specialization. Those cards, volatile. The reason being is because the second Acilio either becomes really bad in the meta, or Acilio hits Living Legend, those cards go down in price, I can buy them again. Then notably, the same deal goes for Marvel Verdants. Does it vibe with you? Oh no, I don't think you realize it, Kraka. I love everything. So that's what I'm trying to like avoid too. Like, I don't think you get it. I love everything. And so I want to continue to keep everything, which is the reason for like a master set, right? Is that I keep all that stuff and then all that happens. But like this here, Yeah, exactly. I will say yes. Like this here, for instance, this is at least like, I don't know, maybe like $350, $400 for these cards. And that's insane to me because that's a whole, I mean, this is a car payment. This is a whole car payment in just these 3 cards. And I'm not using them. They are currently sitting in a binder for a master set. Notably though, when Vincent hits Living Legend, or Vincent, when Verdance hits Living Legend, either she's going to, one of 2 things is going to happen. Either she's going to stay the same price because she's a hot woman on a trading card, or she's going to go down in price because now nobody's able to play Verdance. People will sell these cards to play the next hero, and then Marvels will go down. Even if you end up buying it at like $70, right? Like pretty good. And the same go for these, right? Cilio ends up becoming not as popular or hits Living Legend. One of 2 things going to happen, right? Especially, I mean, this card specifically. Sigil of Brilliance goes down in price because Sigil of Brilliance is an Cilio specialization. And it's a Lightning Wizard sigil, like a Lightning Wizard aura. So it's very specific for the market to have that happen. Right before the deck. There you go. Yeah, and I think, I mean, like, from a master set perspective, though, I think it's just because, like, I like that part of the collection. But I definitely think that it's, like, it makes more sense for me to make those decisions now while some of these heroes are popular, and then sell the rest of it, and buy it back effectively later on when all of my, you know, debts are paid. That's what I'd like. That's what I would like, theoretically. This is heavy hitters. We have in heavy that's not already something we have. Oh, this. A lot to keep track for me. Selling to lock in profits and watch a dip. Watch for a dip, yeah. You have a hit rate on Deathmatch Arena? I don't actually know. I mean, it's a cold foil, but it's the only way you can get a cold foil. Or it's the only way you can get it is in a cold foil. So technically, it is probably pretty beneficial in that front to, what do you call it? To like get one for pretty cheap, but I don't know. 100 cases and no hit. I mean, it's a Fabled, right? I think the fact that there's only one rarity of the Fabled inside the set makes it harder to pull. And it's cold foil, so it's got to take up a cold foil slot. I mean, it takes up the Fabled slot anyway. You know what I'm talking about, but I don't think it's. I mean, it's probably pretty hard to pull, but notably, if you're not, it's cheaper than I think most other, you know, really expensive gems or anything like that, right? You know how I look like this. There's a card I ain't using, I sell it. Trust me, I wish I had that concept, right? Even if it was just like, okay, let me first get all the rainbow foils and cold foils of the common and rare stuff, and then start looking at those things, like depending on what I'm closer to. Like, that wouldn't be terrible to start doing. Because that way I could at least then get rid of the Marvels and just be like, okay, here we are, like, we're making progress on these things. But exactly, right. Its price is a hard one to pull. Which is different because, like, Riches is crazy. Oh. I have easy. So maybe that's kind of what it is, right? It's like I do wonder though, if I sold like everything, what would I be like looking as far as these things? What is this? Oh. TCG 9i. Nuts. Okay. I got one more binder I'm gonna look through. And then effectively we should be pretty much done. I only wanted to stream for a couple hours tonight. We've done exactly that. Requiem. That one I. Shadow stuff I'll keep. White stuff I'll keep. Starstruck. Card I can get rid of probably. Lost the Thoughts of Illusionist card. No old coils in the back or anything of the sort. So, yes. Tag team is going to be a thing. I don't think so. I mean, I definitely think it's probably. I think it's most likely that they're going to just continue to do their fun UPF stuff, and they're just like, oh, now you get to do the Guardian pack, the Mastery pack Guardian, but now with other things, and it's like, oh shit, that's so cool. But I don't know that it's going to be like some fun, crazy wrestling thing. I mean, it's probably going to be wrestling themed as far as like the limited environment, maybe, but I don't know that they're going to do anything upon UPF because they don't care. They don't care for it. They don't care for UPF. Not anything that's on their radar, from what I know. Rock Brute is happening. That is for sure happening, yes. That is for sure happening. Come on, Rock Brute. Rock Brute. I need to look up, actually. Let's see. Okay, so Marvel Fang goes for about $140. Is that? That should be, yeah, no, they do not. Great onboarding for new people doing. I don't think UPF is great for onboarding at all. I don't think it's great for onboarding at all. I don't think that onboarding should be ever teaching anybody how to do UPF. That is not Flesh and Blood. That is a completely different game style. Like, I personally believe, and this is for the record, as somebody who is a very casual player, and I play all of these very casual formats that are very budget friendly and all this other stuff, UPF is just there to say, hey, commander player who likes to maybe play with 3 other people, we have that here too, but it's not regulated. There's no direct ban list. There's no you know, crazy, intricate, like fun play style. It's just, can you keep cards in your hand to be able to do something on your turn? No. All right. Your opponent gets to like kill you for free because you don't get to keep all these cards in your hand, and you know, the person diagonal from you is playing a Rune Blade, and while the rules say that you can't attack the person to the diagonal of you, Rune Chance can choose to do that. So you can choose to do that to your opponent. It's like it's not good. Not a good learning technique. I think something like Project Blue makes more sense as a learning technique because it's a fast game. It's cheap to get into, and it's cheap to maintain. And then you just like get to keep playing. I mean, it's like there's nothing bad about it, genuinely. So I don't know. I think that UPF is definitely not at all for any of that. Everything. So we really want to look at this here. Let me see. Yes, I might need to like get like a new thing here. Let me turn on my thing. Whoops, not that. This. Now I'm just here. So we look at this. Actually, also notably, I need to get my emblems for the day. Time to gamble. What are we gonna get? Anthos. This is also just like, this is not any reason to like choose Findel's collection over something else, but like it is kind of funny to have like a profile picture roulette. Like you get to get like a fun little thing in here. But yeah, this is fun. Ooh, Majestic. Ooh, Aether Wildfire. We got the maxed out version of Aether Wildfire. That's cool. Need Tomotai. What I want Tomotai. Snapdragon Scaler. We're probably pretty close. 7 out of 10 for Snapdragon Scalers. Almost there. Almost there. Sorry, we're maxed on a Dromai. Probably switch this too if I were to change it. It's okay. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, because I feel like what I need to do is I need to streamline what I'm going to be doing for master sets. The contest of champions and cracking crystals is so fun. Oh, I don't know what that is. But I'm sure it's fun. As you said. I'm sure it is fun. So more importantly, from this list that I have, I need to determine cards that are under $2 and cards that are under anything else there. So I probably should just list them on TCG Player, if I'm being honest. No, go back. Okay. It's crazy how many of these master sets are just like really nuts. Like this is nuts. Like there are things that I'd like to get eventually, but right now I want to make sure that I'm like, use a Dragon Shield mobile app. I did for a little while with like some Magic sets. But I guess I did it with Flesh and Blood too. but I haven't like kept up. I ended up deleting it because I was like, it's not anything I ended up using frequently. Yeah. Yeah, it probably will be the thing that I do. I'm surprised TCG Player hasn't like updated their mobile app to accept Flesh and Blood yet. Just does not make any sense to me why they wouldn't do that yet. Yeah, I think what I need to do is I just need to make like a hard focus on sets I want to complete. And then just tackle one set at a time as opposed to constantly like cracking new stuff and being like, oh, like this is blah, blah, blah. Like end up selling it. Yeah. I don't know that I have any other Marvel heroes. I think there's the only two. Oh, outside of Florian. I have Florian too, but notably, I could probably sell Florian too. Yeah. I need to get like a stand for it, like a thing, like a little like setup where I can just like put card, sort, put card, sort, put card, sort. I'd like to do that, but let me see. Ooh, golly. Ooh, golly. Yeah. Cold Foil Marvels EA. Like, this is just nuts. So many of these cards are so insane right now. I still think selling Florian for $118 is just like the best thing that could happen. I'm surprised that you can get a Briar for $98, but again, she's this. No, this is not my collection. No. No, this is if I just took all the Marvels and EAs, all the like super fancy cold foils and everything from Rosetta. This is what that specific set of stuff would look like. So if I were to collect Rosetta, what I'd probably do is I'd do this first, which is collect all of the rainbow foils from the set, and then work on anything that is cold foil or non-foil after that. Then go from there. Yeah, yep, they've got pricing on here too, so it's pretty good. And we're at TCG Player market pricing if we do low pricing, so it looks like this. So theoretically, if you're buying locally, if you're looking for some, you're just buying the lowest one on TCG Player, it kind of looks like this instead. This is called Findall's Collection up here. If you go to findallscollection.com, there is a you can sign up. There's a free version, but you can only make like 2 collections or something like that. But if you wanted to make a full, like a bunch of different collections like I do, you'll want to do the premium. I do have a subscriber code for that, should you wish to do so. They are a sponsor of the channel, so yeah. See, I used to use Collector too, and Collector's not too terrible. I definitely hope that Findall's Collection eventually moves to mobile, so I don't have to worry about doing anything else, because like, if this becomes the industry staple for like where your collections go for like, you know, taking a look at your product and everything here, I think it's pretty good. Like, initially they didn't have a dark mode, and I'm happy they put a dark mode on here now. So, but I think that's just something that was always asked for. Yeah, even still, like if we look at this, right? I mean, this is the full Rosetta display master set for rainbow foils. So if I just got a rainbow foil of every card from the master set and was like, okay, cool, like this is everything in rainbow foil, I don't have to worry about anything else, we're like set and ready to go at that point to then just like, if I need to do any of the other fancier things, I can do that. So this is really what a master set costs, and then this is what a master set costs. I don't know if you guys have seen, I did one of these for Uprising back in the day on my channel. I made a video where I talked about getting all the non-foil cards cost this much. These are cards that were reprints that only came in non-foil, or if they were any of the tokens or anything of sort, you owe, it costs this much for you to get those cards. And then you move into the rainbow foils. The rainbow foils cost you this much for that. And then you move into the advanced master set section, where it's looking for all of this, or it's looking for these, these marvels and these cold foils and these EA rainbow foils, and even crazy special cards like these Rosetta Thorn marvels and things like that. So I think overall it's just been this advanced section isn't crazy, right? But yeah, this is why we play. This is why we buy the singles, because knowing that you can go into this stuff here and you can just be like, okay, cool, start at the bottom, right? And then just buy one cold foil, two cold foils, all these other cold foils. That's what I like to do. So I like to get sets like this, which is the cold foil marvels, EAs and everything. I can start down and then work my way up, because that way everything looks a bit more filled out and I'm getting more of the actual set that I want. And then eventually we get to the point where it's like, okay, cool, cards are starting to be more expensive. You look into something like the cold foil young heroes and it's like, okay, $27. This is where effectively you then get your fun budget in mind, where you get your fun budget and you can utilize however much of that a month you have to buy singles, and you can just use that on these cards to slowly but surely inch your way up. And then obviously $600, $700 for Rosetta Thorn Marvel, I hope that there's a point in my life that is so incredibly affordable. It's not right now, and it probably won't be for 5 years, 10 years maybe. So important for that. And then notably, it's just getting everything else down, right? So yeah. But you know what? I mean, it might be a situation where selling the shelter and selling all of these special Marvel versions and copies of cards might be more expensive, or might be just more beneficial right now. And then as I continue to move towards wanting to figure out what set I want to get next, because once Uprising is complete, I'll have to figure out another set I want to start master set collecting. And I don't know if I want it to be Rosetta. It's kind of a toss up. I honestly think it might be Part the Misfail, and I think Part the Misfail, doing a Part the Misfail master set right now is so incredibly great, because a Part the Misfail master set is going to be cheap comparatively. I think we might even be able to do this here. Let's see. Let's see what we can do here. Part the Mistveil. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Part the Mistveil. Display master set. RF. We look at Part the Mistveil. And then we just do rainbow foils and non-foils. And then quantity per card is just 1. So if we look at that and we don't want to do non-foils. So just rainbow foils effectively. So we just send this. And this is what we're looking like right now. At a TCG player low, right now, this is right now the market, you effectively can buy everything here. The only ones that are expensive, this is an EA, so this is technically an extended art thing. But everything else, let's see. Let's just make sure we're good here. Should be good. This is good. This is good. It's an EA, so technically not that. This is kind of a special thing, but technically it belongs in there. Any EAs that I'm missing out of here? No. But you'll see, all these Majestics are $1, $2. I'm gonna unmarvel my Gravy Marlin. Yeah, exactly, right? That's what it is. I mean, sometimes you need to, right, James? I mean, sometimes it's just important. And I think just, again, my whole thing with this is that I want to make sure that A, I'm in a good financially stable spot. B, I'm still able to play Flesh and Blood at any variety that I want to do so. And then C, most of my stuff I do is like budget content anyway. So like with budget content, it's $10 deck, pretty simple. I could bling out my commoner decks if I really wanted to, but I don't, because that requires me buying things like Alpha Goliath Gauntlets and stuff. Like basic non-sleeve C6. Do you really? My gosh. That's a lot. That's crazy. So yeah, $339 for this. Like, I mean, this kind of covers like everything, and then it's just like the spicier stuff in the back. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where I'd like to have it be for the most part. Type cards to generic. So my kid and I could build anything. Yep. I mean, it's a good way to do it, right? I mean, effectively just being like, cool, get a bunch of generics, get a bunch of regular class cards, and then work on making whatever you want, right? So, but like this is cheap comparatively. And then if we go to like Part the Misfail, would probably be it there. But I don't know. I'd have to see. Outsiders isn't a bad one to like get there too. I see. Well, shit, it's a good way to do it, so. Tales of Aria first ed foils only. Crazy. Are you getting cold foil or rainbow foil of all Ls? Yes. Technically, if you're doing a master set, that is something that you need to do, is you need to get a cold foil and you need to get a rainbow foil. Now, obviously, I would like to just start with the rainbow foils, then get the cold foils. But here nor there. You know what I mean? I do think that I don't know. I definitely like to do that. I think it's important to have both. The issue I was having is that the way I wanted to play was that I wanted to have both a cold foil for the master set, a rainbow foil for the master set, and then a rainbow foil of a legendary for me to put in my playable cards binder. So that way I can just pull it out and then play. If I wanted to like play a different deck for any reason. So Fab deck. I mean, during pre-release I have, but not outside of that. What set would I like die hard want to get again, or get like stuff of? Like I'd need it. Like my desire to have it is so large. Crew First. Yeah, Crew First is pretty good. Strike the march on, you got it. I mean, hey, if you, like I said, James, if you need the money, you got it, bud. But like, it is kind of cool to have these cool fableds. Did I have Crew First up here somewhere? Monarch First, Crew Unlimited, Crew First Ed. Yeah. It's like, this is pretty good for Crew First Ed. I mean, like, that's insane. But notably, I mean, like the Twinning Blade's expensive, Sean is expensive. Tunic being only the first Ed Tunic being $177, pretty good. And the rest of the stuff is just kind of like first Ed Crew, like this is not really that expensive. So if you want to take a look at something like my master set for Uprising, it is where the hell is it? This is theoretically what I have for my Uprising master set collection. I'm 3 cards away from completing it, and it of course is this Crown of Providence, that's cold foil, this Invoke Dracona Optimi, and this cold foil Target Sharpshuko. Those 3 cards are the cards that I'm missing from this set. Regardless, though, currently that's going for about 1,800 roughly, and I think there's going to be value in having an entire set like this. You know, looking at collectors in the future, right? If I ever do want to, like, you know, if it ever comes to the point where I'm like, I no longer want to play the game and I'd like to sell, which I hope never happens, but I could at least have this. And more importantly, I get to continue to look at it for the entirety of the time, right? But yeah. So I don't know. I do think that if I was to choose a set, I don't know, it might be High Seas. If we do a High Seas set, right? Let's see. High Seas RF Master. We'll do rainbow foils from the High Seas, and then that's it. The only thing we'll get out of here. That's still a lot, because obviously Riches is a lot. This is an extended art, so technically a special version of something. This is an extended art, so it's a special version of something. RF. The treasure. So we need to get any treasures out of here because they don't matter. This does not come in rainbow foil. This is only non-foil or in marvel. So technically that's not right. Poly comes in rainbow foil. Treasure riddle. Gold is not a thing there. Do the amulets count to 1 to 100? Like if I really was like trying to be a tryhard about it, yes. I would like to, you know, a master set would include 1 of each amulet. But, you know, I'm not trying to do all that. Which is why I think High Seas is probably like off the table as far as like a master set collectible thing. But the rest of this is pretty inexpensive, so. So my Sapphire should reach out. Oh, no worries, James. I don't think I could have afforded your Sapphire, bud. I don't think I could have done that. Yeah, true master set. Yeah, exactly. That's the true master set, is getting the 1 of 1. So the library, getting the Marvel heroes that are double-sided, every James White card. Like, that's a true master set. But you know, sometimes it just be like that. Yeah, the fact MinMax got that library is crazy work. It's insane to me. Absolutely insane to me. Okay, so yeah, like most of this is like $934, so it's nearly $1,000 to get the entirety of a rainbow foil set of this. Now, of course, it does also include non-foils in this as well, but I don't really know that I want to do that for this. I think I'd almost rather do it for something else, but I mean, that's a different thing for me. So, but yeah. weird. Like a Bright Lights master set's pretty inexpensive. This one might actually be not one that I not too bad. Yes, yeah, that's one copy of each card. Yeah, so how I do it, right, is because I view master sets as kind of more like a display, like an art gallery of the set, effectively. So being able to do something along the lines of like, all right, cool. Do you want to see what the art was like in this, right? And so that's kind of how I view it when I do things like master sets. Obviously, if you want to talk about a true version of the master set, it is 3 copies of every card you can, or like a playset copy of every card you can find in the entirety of the set, which means Flesh and Blood, you can have 3 copies of a card, of a unique card in a deck in Classic Constructed. So theoretically, it would be 3 of each of them. But that's like not personally what I'm collecting for. Just because 1, far too expensive. I don't have that kind of money. 2, if I do have that kind of money, probably going towards like other investments that will actually make me money. Whereas Flesh and Blood is conveniently nice and comfortable to have. I'd be happy to have a playset of that, of Uprising. I'd really be happy to have a playset of any of these, but not anything that's in the books currently. So I'm not too worried about where we're at with all of that. But I feel like it's a nice representation because I want it to kind of be like a fun thing to flip through and go like, oh, cool. Like, here are these cards. Like, these cards are, you know, this artist did this, and these are the rainbow foil copies, and like, they're all in the best copies you can get. Or not the best copies, but the best rarities you can get. And I think it's really awesome. So actually, this is off this list right now. So this is all I need now for my master set. 3 cards. And that probably wouldn't be too bad either. I mean, theoretically, if you're looking at like where we're at, you could do a full unlimited thing of Monarch if you really wanted to. So for instance, you could do Monarch Unlimited Master Set, which is probably, yeah, this is the one of everything, and it's all rainbow foils. This does include the non-foils as well, though. So you'd probably want to make it more like Monarch RF Master Set. Monarch Unlimited. Unlimited Master Set. Repopulated. Go into Monarch Unlimited. No, it was already confirmed that we weren't going to get that till 2026. So makes sense that we didn't do it. Yeah. So this is effectively what a rainbow foil unlimited master set of Monarch would look like. This is technically with the bells and whistles because Monarch is a what do you call it? Monarch is a first, like a 1.0 set. So all the cold foils are in the first edition stuff and not in this one here. So technically, all you could really need to do if you really wanted to do like the best of everything is you get any of those like alt arts from the first edition stuff and then add them in here just to kind of show off like the difference of stuff. There is a pretty key difference though for some stuff in here. So for instance, hell is that? Actually, I wonder if I can just look it up here. Blood. So Blood Tribute, very interesting here, because I don't know how many of you know, but Blood Tribute, this card is actually, the first edition looks like this. The Unlimited edition looks a little bit different, because the Unlimited edition, the art has changed. We should be able to see it here. So like here, they probably didn't change it a whole lot. Yeah, so like it would probably just show this. But more importantly, when you buy this, you need to make sure you're at least showing the correct one. Because this here shows this art. But the Unlimited is not this art. The Unlimited is a completely different art. So if we actually go to the Fab stuff here, it's probably the best place to go check this here. So if we go to the card database, we look up Blood Tribute, you'll see that if we select Blood Tribute here, this art's different. And it's because Blood Tribute changed in the Unlimited version, but in the initial version, it looked like this. So pretty cool to see. Talisman of Dowsing. Did Talisman of Dowsing do something different? Or is it just you liked it? Oh, it's text. Spell Void 1, 0, go again. Spell Void 1. But it said, what are you talking about? I don't see any difference in this card from Unlimited to regular. Yeah, the Razor Reflex stuff is also different. That's right. Oh, the art has text? Oh, just like overall that it like that this is text, right? That this is stuff. Like he, this, that, like this is a word. Right, I see. That makes sense. Yeah. And then even, yeah, and again, like if you look at Razor Reflex. So Razor Reflex initially has this blood splatter on it from WTR. The rainbow foil has a blood splatter up here. So that's the change. This is this was not unlimited, but in the one up here, it's got blood on the blade. I believe they did the same thing with this. No. Nope, it was just the first Ed rainbow foil that had the blood all over it here. Let's see. Are there any other ones? I'd be curious if they like... Why does that one look shinier? Nope, just me. Definitely not in the Hunted. Definitely not in Gem Pack 1. Copper gold border? Ooh. I did not know that. So this is the only one with blood on it, is the WTR Rainbow Foil from Alpha. The only one with the... It's also going to have it looks pink up here instead of red. So, pretty cool stuff there. Yeah, Gem Pack 1 This is the non-foil pink one. This one does technically come in the pink variety. But the regular one didn't. So they changed it and allowed it to be pink. So Ira isn't young in the 2019 track. Oh, is she not? Ira Crimson Haze. Oh, well, I'll be. That just says Hero Ninja. Oh, well, that was the other thing too, right? Wasn't, like, Blitz wasn't a thing until, like, Arcane Rising, I think? No. Blitz wasn't a thing until, like, fucking Monarch? Because people were able to play Young Prism in... Right? Young Prism in CC for, like, a little while? Is my history correct? Yeah. Yeah, that's just crazy. Here it is, yeah. Card's type box was modified to add the Young subtype to be consistent with other Young heroes and make it legal for the Blitz format. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense why they did it. So. Okay. Check out the Edge of Autumn. It's cool. Edge of Autumn. Is that a copper gold border? Well, that is kind of nice. I mean, this is almost how the cold foils look if you look at them in a different in the right light. Got a bit more of that copper border, and it was upgraded to silver. Wild. 2018. A 2018 Ira deck would go crazy. I think those are really expensive to find. But yeah. Anywho, I think I'm gonna start getting ready to go to bed. I'm a little tired. I'd like to get these cards into their respective binder at some point tomorrow before I go to work, so that way I can start getting these out to folks as soon as possible. I do not have a Go Bananas, no. I would like one, right, for like the sake of it, but they're like $200 some for a promo you can't use. But I guess they're, you know, it's funny stuff, so it makes sense. But yeah. So I think we're pretty confident on Illusionist, Ninja, or not Ninja, Illusionist, Assassin, and Runeblade. And then any of the talent cards we have, we're going to currently keep. And then the rest of what we have, we're going to try to sell as much as we can. And then use that money to do things like pay off my car. And then once my car is paid off, next up is any credit card debt that I have. So we're doing it, right? We're being an adult. What are we going to do? But notably, this is kind of the best way to go about selling my collection without selling all of it, right? I still get to sell like a good portion of the stuff in which I'm not using. And then I get to make money playing Flesh and Blood. Just play Flesh and Blood, enjoy the game for what it is. I can, you know, go about doing whatever nonsense is. Yeah. Adulting is fab, as a matter of fact. It is fab. I do love me doing some of that. But we've made, I mean, like, this is a big progress. This is like a lot of cards here I'm looking at that are large stacks of Majestics that I'd be willing to part with for that specific situation. So I think the next thing I need to do is I just want to make sure the cards I have, I'm willing to get rid of. And then if they're anything under like $2 right now, I'll probably just not put them in a trade binder. I may just put them in a separate like box and put them in there, and then either list them on TCG Player for like $5 a piece, or wait until some of these cards go up in value. I'll probably pick up a couple as well online, just to kind of, continue to buy a lot of these very cheap Majestics, especially the cheap generic Majestics, and then kind of go from there. So thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate your support. Appreciate you. Hope you're all having a great time. Hopefully you have a fantastic rest of your night. Thank you for hanging out with me during this live stream, this very impromptu live stream. And hopefully we'll find some time to do it again soon. So thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate your support, and I will see all of you very soon. All right. Good night, everybody. Take care.